You're tuned into News Across the Galaxy, where they talk all things LA Galaxy with the Nag Boys. Let's start nagging.
First order of business. Happy birthday, Edgar. Edgar, is your birthday. Happy birthday, Edgar. Happy birthday, Edgar.
Oh man, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's funny as I get older, like the less I want to have parties and I just want to spend it with quality people. That means I didn't get to see you and the rest of the Nag Boys today, unfortunately. But I still enjoyed my day, so thank you very much.
And you watched the Galaxy game, so you didn't spend it with quality people.
Well,
Damn.
that was on Saturday, so today is another day. By the
Well,
way, whose house?
well, since it's your birthday, and since we're live, and how do we know we're live? Edgar's not ready. Edgar had a nice little intro ready. I'm gonna let him do his intro because he put in some work and he asked me if I knew how to how to read it. I was like, yeah, but no, this is yours, man. The floor is yours, Edgar.
All right, here we go. It was 2010. The Winter Olympics in Vancouver earlier the year had been a big hit. In July, the World Cup had wrapped up in South Africa with Spain winning their first World Championship. And earlier in June, the Chicago Blackhawks won their first Stanley Cup since 1961. And on August 2nd, 2010, your Los Angeles Galaxy lost a nail biter to Chicago Fire 3-2 at the Home Depot Center 14 years ago. That was the last time the Galaxy had suffered a loss to Chicago Fire, who entered Saturday's match on a 9 game winless streak. It all seemed too good to be true for Greg Manning to finally get that third consecutive win with the LA Galaxy. It was too good to be true. Take it, Eddie.
Welcome to News Across the Galaxy, where we talk all things out of Galaxy. My name's Eddie. As always, I got Edgar in the house. Whose house? Edgar's house today. Birthday boy, Edgar.
What's up?
And the ones and twos, putting in the work might look a little different. We're working on some things. Hopefully, it looks better. We got Chuya. So, what up, Chewy?
What's up, Eddie? How was your day?
It was good. I am kind of
I mean,
tired.
I'm assuming it was good. I'm looking at your shirt here.
Oh yeah, no, it was great. Well, the camera's all backwards. Yeah, bro. I mean, against it, number 15, bro. Can't complain. Life is pretty good right now. In on Madrid fashion, felt like the game was slipping away from them. Borussia Dortmund was all over them, and yeah, like I said, in Madrid fashion, they just dramatic.
Damn, Eddie, you've been at two quinceañeras for 2 consecutive weekends now.
Two consecutive weekends. Oh,
Yeah,
the
Club
America was
America with their
quinceañeras.
quince. Now el Real Madrid con sus quince.
Shit. No, that's true. But you know what? Let's get to some other news. Let me get
Yes,
ready for that real quick.
big
Give me one
news,
second.
man.
Give me one second. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. So,
Oh, Eddie's ready already. Damn.
some of you been living under a rock.
Yeah.
uh, no, go ahead and go take it.
Yeah. I'll take it from here because I actually have an article. I mean, I have a subscription to the Athletic, so I read this morning and it blew my mind. Right? In case you have heard, the Marco Roche to LA Galaxy rumors went from rumors to potential signings. I mean, this is heating up. This is on the same day we heard that Real Madrid got stronger than ever, which is kind of scary. But on our side here, it looks like LA Galaxy might be getting something to help them in the summer months. Somebody, one of my friends, tweeted out, "Hey, when the LA Galaxy loses, you gotta go and you got to get some help. And hell yeah, we're getting some help. According to the Tom Bogert article, the LA Galaxy are in advanced talks with free agent Marco Royce. Sources close to the situation briefed the Athletic. The LA Galaxy agreed to a deal with Charlotte SC for Roche's discovery rights, those mythical discovery rights, giving the club the right to negotiate. Typically, in these transactions, the allocation money only changes hands if the player signs. But in this case, Charlotte receives sub allocation money up front just for the right to negotiate. So if Royce signs with the Galaxy, Charlotte will receive among the most expensive fees ever for a player's right. And LA Galaxy cannot make Roche a DP, obviously, because our three DP slots are filled. So that means the most he can earn on TAM is $1.7 million. Also, to keep in mind, Roche has offers from Saudi Arabia and Europe. Now, Galaxy and Charlotte were not the only teams that were interested in him, but they both had executives at the Champions League final for to meet with Roche's camp. And also, St. Louis had a preliminary meeting with Roche, but like the LA Galaxy, they would have had to make a deal with Charlotte over the discovery rights. So this is pretty big. LA Galaxy hasn't signed a big name player since Lata. I mean Chicharito. I'm sorry, since Chicharito. So for a while it seems like okay, let's build our team around young guys and see what we can do with that. But it does not hurt at all to bring in a big name, a proven name, and seeing where that takes the team. What do you guys think, Eddie, Chewy?
Damn, it's funny,
Damn,
right?
Chewy, what is
Discovery.
this?
It's the official. I'm leaking it right now. It's the official announcement. You see,
There it is,
he
man. Look at
started
that.
new career. He removed his tattoos and everything. New start, fresh start. Um, no, it's funny the whole discovery rights thing. Like I just when I thought it couldn't get more ridiculous, it's like, oh, they gave him money up front so just so they can negotiate with them. It's like, dude, come on. That try to explain that to like someone in England or or anywhere in the top leagues, right? That's nuts. But I don't believe that there isn't any there wasn't any kind of contact, right? At least for the Galaxy to know that there was interest, especially the way things have been going with the front office now. So yeah, Tom Bogert, he tweeted it. All respects to him, but we all know it's not real till Fabrizio Romano, here we go, acknowledges it. Once he acknowledges it, then there's fire. There's fire. So the Galaxy knows there's a potential deal there. Fuck this whole discovery rights thing. Like I get it, and I've said that before. That I understand why they do it, but the fact that they're giving money up front just to talk to negotiate, that's a whole new level of ridiculousness, man. That's crazy. But I would have to, if I'm a betting man, I think it's just figuring out some details, and he's on his way. I'm gonna say it's safe to say he's on his way.
Because, sorry if I cut you off, Chewy, but it's interesting because we always talk about how AG has deep pockets, and this is one of those
Mhm.
instances where they just kind of said, "All right, Charlotte, you guys aren't really going to do anything, so just get out of the way here. Let Daddy take out his big wallet and pay for this, and you can watch how it's done." Because one thing that Charlotte has not done is they haven't really brought in somebody that can move the needle for their team. And if you ever get a chance to listen to their podcast, they talk about how they've built together a decent team that's really tough on defense, but they're missing something, just a spark. And they were very hopeful that Royce was it, but I guess Royce wasn't too keen on moving over to Charlotte. But he is interested in either coming to LA or Miami, which everybody wants to go to Miami these days, right? But LA
Mhm.
still happens to have some kind of pull, some kind of magic. And if we can get him over here, damn, it'd be fantastic. What do you think, Chewy? Yeah. Ah, okay. Well, Chewy
Cool.
says yes.
So Yeah, Chewy says cool beans. But again, I know there was the argument before, right? Because we talked potentially moving of DP, right? And all signs, would have pointed to Ricky, but we'll get to that later. Why that's definitely not the case. But there was argument like why not Marco Royce? But now it's like why? How could you not? Right? As a TAM, how could you not? And honestly, it's even as a starter, right? I don't think he's gonna come in to be a starter, in my opinion. Even as a starter, he's a 10 player. You can't say no to that. It's crazy. This deal is pretty nuts. This is a definitely definitely Kuntz is cooking if he gets this deal over the line because I've complained about getting deals over the line and I'm gonna repeat that a little later too. But just call me an Edgar Ricky haters or whatever, but we're Ricky realists. But yet look at that too, how he can maybe unlock some even more potential out of Ricky, right? Marco Royce has done it. Marco Royce has had a successful career in Europe. He's played in the big games. He's played for his national team. He's a pro. He's a pro's pro, and you got young people in the middle. You have uh, Gabriel Peck, you have Sarillo, and Ricky Puig that could all learn from a guy like this. So this deal is just a great deal on so many levels. Not just what he's going to bring on the field, himself, but what his experiences he's able to share, and hopefully rubs off on these other young guys and helps us in the long run. So I'm excited. I wouldn't say I'd get his player jersey 'cause I haven't done that in a long time, but Spenny, was a big fan of Marco Royce too. Spenny is a United fan, and at one point when Marco Royce was rumored to United, he was ecstatic. Obviously, it didn't happen,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm excited. Again, he's a pros pro, and I think given that he's not going to be a full time player, it's something to be excited about. I think everyone should be excited, and if you're not, I'm sure if and when he comes, uh, yeah, he'll make you guys excited.
Yeah. And I was just thinking to myself because for the longest time, all I heard anything about Royce was Charlotte. Like I said, I listened to their show, and for the longest time, they're talking about trying to bring him over there. And every once in a while, I would needle them and just joke about, "Hey, you guys know he's not coming go over there. He's gonna come over here." And I was just joking about it, and all of a sudden, it became a reality, and my joke suddenly took on a different light, and I was like, "Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to stir the pot that manner, guys." But your loss, our gain. Oops. But some of the best things are the best surprises come out of nowhere, and this came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But something that did not come out of nowhere was something that LA Galaxy announced on Friday, and that was
Hold
the
hold on,
long-awaited
hold on,
announcement. Go
hold
ahead.
on. We're moving on. Oh,
Yeah,
give me one
moving
second.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here you go.
Okay. Here we
Uh,
go.
Galaxy shirt now. Okay. Here we go. Let's do
Damn, you're ready for everything.
it.
You're
Yeah,
like
we're
that,
burning
that
up. We forever get to
you're
the.
like that Jersey guy at the stadium. We haven't seen him in forever.
Oh yeah, wait
Um,
till you see what else I got under here.
Oh, well, one of the worst kept secrets around these here parts was the Ricky deal extension, right? We all knew it was there. It was somewhere out in the ether, and we are just waiting for the day when it would be announced. We saw some teasers about it earlier in the week, and they said that they would make some kind of official announcement later in the week, which is interesting because the team was in the middle of playing all these games, and they're going to be traveling to Chicago. But hey, lo and behold, Friday comes around and the LA Galaxy put out like a little vignette announcing that Ricky Puig had signed a contract extension that would take him to the end of the 2027 season. Um, like Eddie said, we were pretty critical of Ricky Puig, right? But obviously, the guy has a lot of potential. He's one of the better midfielders in MLS. But this week, I'm just going to put it out there this week, you got to see Ricky when he's really good, like he was against Dallas, and then Ricky when he's just absolute horrible, like he was against Chicago. you got to see both sides of the coin because he had a pretty good game against Dallas, but against against Chicago, he just completely faded away. He tried really hard to make things happen, and it just wasn't happening. Yes, he scored the penalty kick, but hey, you got to score those anyway. He shot it in the direction where the goalkeeper dove, but at least he scored. He put some pace behind it and he scored. But you get to see Ricky and all his and all his forms, and but now we're gonna get to see him here for a little bit longer. There's no guarantee that this contract will go the entire way to 2027. As we all know, sometimes things happen and there's transfer deals. But for now, it seems like he's not going to be bored, at least here in LA. And if Marco Royce does come over, we can guarantee he definitely will not be bored. What's your first impression of this, Eddie?
Well, first and foremost, I don't care what player it is. Can I? I don't know. If, I want to know if I'm alone on this. Somebody, fuck, who just told me the other day? We talked about it. Might have been David. No, I don't think it was David. Was it Lito? I don't know. Somebody else talking to somebody. I hate the teasers for like re-signings. I hate the teasers for like when teasers should be like for jerseys and new players. That's I don't know. That's just like I'm a little old school, kind of like Edgar. You know, like that's like a small column, right? When a player resigns.
Yeah. It was funny
So
though because a lot of people were wondering, "Hey, is this a teaser for a potential Marco Royce signing? And are they opening up a locker for him? What's going on, right? Or is it Ricky?" And it turns out it was Ricky. But then at the same time, we heard about the Marco Royce thing this morning, so maybe it was like two things that just happened to coincide, and it's just a funny time for it to happen. Um, so yeah, hopefully uh, we get to see Ricky take this break. It's a 2 week break. I think most time on the teams are taking this break and able to go back, look at some film, and evaluate what he's been doing because he's been he's been getting better as far as not trying to play hero ball. He's been trying not to carry the ball for too much and distribute it better. But there's times when he slips into that mode, and you can tell right away. And the game against Chicago was one of those, and it was pretty bad. Not that it was completely his fault, right? Because all around it was just a real bad game. We saw Miguel Berry go on there and just put like what a stinker. But anyway, we can get more into the game. But anything else you want to say,
oh no,
Eddie, regarding the Ricky
I'll give
Push
some
thing?
I'll give some thoughts on the Ricky Push thing, right? I think it still depends on what that salary is going to be, right? It could be a
Yeah.
low risk, high reward type thing. If he's getting like I don't know, I think he's under 2 million now, right? A year or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't heard any official. I mean, I don't know when we're ever gonna hear anything like that. I know at some point MLS releases the contract. I mean, the contract specifications, but we haven't heard anything yet. So I'm just curious to
Yeah.
see.
So there's that, right? There's that factor, a low risk, high reward type thing, right? Ricky maybe learns from Royce, and you get a great player. At the end of the day, me when it comes to contracts, if you, all the Nag boys have watched soccer long enough. It's any sport for that matter. Contracts don't mean shit. They just guaranteed money for either guaranteed money for the Galaxy or that they'll have to do a deal and buy him out if they don't want him anymore. It doesn't contracts don't mean anything, in my opinion.
Yeah, contracts. I
So
mean, as an
I'm not
example,
gonna be huh?
it's like for example, Chris Mavinga's still on contract. He's still collecting a paycheck, and he's not on the
Yeah,
field.
yeah.
So
But see,
that's what
but his
contracts
salary
are.
doesn't. I don't think his salary hits the cap, right, or anything. So
I think it does.
oh, well, I guess Benny said it best, right? It's not my money, so why am I going to be upset about it? All this means is if we can't get anybody better, at least Ricky Pooch is here. And again, potential could be locked. If we find somebody that is better and we need to move a spot, contract doesn't mean anything. You could trade, you could sell. Uh, am I excited? No. Am I mad about it? No. So it's kind of just expected, I guess. The guy wanted to go back to Europe, and uh, I guess not to be a dick about it. He's just not ready, or at least not to go where he wants to go. he could maybe play in the Danish league or something, but I don't think that's where he wants to go.
So, uh, just starting to shift over to the game. If you don't mind, we could put a cork on this one and
Yeah,
start shifting
go for
over.
it.
Um, my Galaxy was in Chicago, like we said, and that's where Mike McGee played. A lot of former G's played there. Some of them that I can think off the top of my head. Jorge Campos was there. Um, Mike McGee was there. Chad Gasper, former Galaxy player. Alan
Okay.
Gordon. Uh, a lot of G's went through there. Even Raheem Edwards was to spend some time in Chicago. Uh, so a lot of Galaxy supporters travel to Chicago, which is one of the major cities in the U.S. It's a great destination. I was actually planning to go there, but it's okay. I stayed here for the weekend, and I'm glad in the end that I wasn't sitting there in the stands in the rain, kind of miserable, having to endure such an ugly game. But a lot of other cool stuff happened for the supporters when they were out there. Um, they got to meet up with Mike McGee and Carlos El Pescadito Ruiz at a watch party for the Champions League, and they happened to be there. McGee, I think, invited the Galaxy fans to go down there, and they got to spend some time with him, which is always fantastic. Mike McGee isn't just a Galaxy legend; he's also a cult hero on these here parts. And every time you mention him, the San Jose Earthquakes start to kind of shake on their boots. But yeah, that was really nice. Me personally, I was at Arrowhead Lodge in Covina with several other G's watching the game. We were all really excited at the beginning, and at the end, everybody just kind of grumbled and left. So, what about you, Eddie? Where'd you watch the game?
I was dog sitting, so I was in the city of Lakewood watching. Well, actually, we're talking about the Chicago game. Yeah, Chicago game. Yeah, I was in
Yeah.
the city of Lakewood because yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have. I kind of felt like I knew how that game was gonna go, so I was not gonna make an effort to go out and spend $40 on a soda and some fish and chips that I'm gonna regret buying.
Oh man, I was really hopeful. You know what? Like I said, it felt like if at any time Greg Vanny's LA Galaxy was gonna win 3 games in a row, this had to be it. This absolutely had to be it. Chicago came in
So,
with a 9-game winless streak. Galaxy hadn't lost them in like 14 years. Chicago was just really miserable.
do you
We
do you want
spoke
to do
to
you want to
Nick.
start with do you want to start with
Well,
that discussion though?
I mean, let me just set this up real quick because
Okay.
in
Okay.
in the in the in the chat here, um, one of the listeners, 3 against 4, he said, you know what? You can't win MLS Cup if you can't win 3 games in a row, which is absolutely true. It doesn't matter if you begin in the earlier rounds or you come in and with the bye, you have to win 3 games in a row. And if Greg Vanny can't figure that out, at some point this season, then what are our hopes going to be entering the playoffs?
Mhm.
At this point, we have to expect this team to be in the playoffs, right? Um,
Yeah.
Although I will point something out. I will point something out that I mentioned on Wednesday. And let me bring this up because I want to be absolutely sure with what I'm about to say. I don't want to give you the wrong information. But Josh from Corner of the Galaxy had pointed out that after 16 games, right, at that point of the season, the LA Galaxy had the same amount of points that they had picked up in through the same stretch of games in the 2021 season. So at the same point in 2021, Galaxy through 16 games had 28 points. So we were at level at that point, right? This is before the Chicago game. So I saw his tweet and then I went back and did some research and I said, you know what? In 2021, after 16 games, the Galaxy had won 9 games, 1 draw, 6 losses. But after that, they only won 4 games the rest of the season. And if you guys remember, on decision day, they fell out of the playoffs after losing to RSL. And there was some chicanery in Kansas City. It was like a controversial thing. And RSL beat Kansas City like on some stupid play that shouldn't have been. That later MLS said, oops, we messed up. The referee messed up. But yeah, RSL got in and Galaxy did not. And yeah, that happened. So, having said that, I was thinking to myself, what are the chances that this will happen again? The history will repeat itself. There's no way. There's no way. And then what
No.
happened? They dropped a stinker in Chicago. They got blown away in the Windy City. So yeah, let's get
Yeah,
into the game, man.
but I mean, I guess we'll talk about the game. But what I'm gonna say is, it's like, and you don't want to believe it. You're not there with me yet. I mean, me and you agree on a lot of things, but you don't agree that that's who we are. But it is who we are, right? If I didn't get to talk about Dallas. I don't know if you guys talked about the game against Dallas. Like, yeah, it was a good performance, but we couldn't put them away. We couldn't put them away till the very end, till they got a red. Right? That doesn't give Vanny the opportunity to rest people and rotate early. That's what big teams do. That's what teams that are like
Yeah,
are
look at what
are
RSL did to
championship
Austin
caliber
today.
teams.
I mean,
Exactly.
I'm sorry, it was yesterday. Look at what RSL did to Austin. Absolutely annihilated them. Right? That's a team that
Mhm.
Galaxy had a lot of had to struggle with. And I think we talked about this today, right? We were on the phone, we were
Mhm.
chatting about this, and I was thinking to myself, yeah, this is a stretch that we definitely expected the Galaxy to get at least 7 points out of it, and they got six, which is fine. But people will point at the standing, right? They'll put at the table and be like, "Look at that! Look! It's not bad. It's not bad. They were in second for this game. They dropped points. Yes, they lost on the road to Chicago, but they're okay. They're in an okay spot." But when you take a closer look, when you really take a closer look at how they get these points, yeah, they will scrap for points on the road, and that's fine. That's good. But a lot of these are winnable games. The games against Houston and Dallas, those are games that they should have dominated. Houston and Dallas are bad teams. I don't care, if you go back and point out, oh, Houston beat so and so on this day, or hey, Dallas put up a good fight against so and so. No, these are really crap teams. Like LAFC had no issue at all with Dallas, and Houston lost to Portland, I think. So these are games where you look at them and you're like, these are very winnable games for the LA Galaxy, and they struggle. They struggle mightily against these teams. Why? Why do they have to struggle so much? They make things so difficult for themselves. And that makes for good journalism because it creates drama. You can look at it and be like, oh, wow, look at the struggle. But at the same time, if you're a supporter, if you're a fan, it can be so frustrating because you you're giving the impression that they could be a lot better than they are, but then, because you see the result in the end, yeah, they got a point, they got some wins, but they struggle so bad. Anything goes wrong, whether it's in the officiating or a ball bounces in the wrong direction, like we saw in Chicago twice, you get you start to get negative results. So maybe it's a good thing that they're going on this break right now because this game against Chicago, it could be like a slap to the face or a punch to the gut or a kick to the nads. And then, they're coughing like, what just happened? And it's a good chance for them to stop, go back, reevaluate themselves, and come back with a fresh new look.
Yeah.
That's my
It's
take
and
on
just
it.
just and just to know, just to touch on a little bit of the things you said too. It, it's also like it's something that's hard to figure out. Like something I haven't been able to figure out. I, I'm not. Neither of us are really happy with the wins, right? I think the way we beat Houston is the way we grinded out that win against Houston is the way we should be grinding out a win like in Chicago per se, right? Those are the games that we should grind out because it is a way, it is a short week, yada yada yada. But I'm I'm a firm believer. You're a firm believer that we're not back. But I'm also like confused at times. Like I look at the Austin game and I look at the Chicago game. I'm like, damn, those are like bad. Like we look like Dallas's level and San Jose's level in those games. We like if this was like someone's first time tuning in this season, they would probably watch that game and be like, "There's no way this Galaxy team's in second place." Like that's how bad, and it's confusing. Like it's confusing because I can point out certain things, and I think my IQ is high enough to figure out some pieces that we may need, and some adjustments that need to be made. But all of a sudden, those things happen. I'm like, why is that happening? Why is like everyone just like I don't know, they get into drama right before these games and like they just don't want to play with each other. I don't know. It's strange. This team is kind of strange.
Yeah, it is. And let me make something very let me make something very clear. Like I said, I listen to a lot of podcasts from around the country. I listen to guys from Atlanta, I listen to Charlotte, I listen to Columbus, I listen to the Philly podcast, and everyone is having their own issues right now, right? The guys from
Right.
Atlanta are having a lot of issues. They're going through a lot of crap because their team has never been bad, and now they're going through a crisis, right? Where they're like, oh my god, we suck. Um, Galaxy does not suck. I mean, make that clear. In my opinion, right? I don't know what Eddie thinks, but I think
No,
they
no.
don't
I
suck.
just said they're
They're
not
not.
bad.
They're
That's all
not
I
bad.
said.
They're not that at that point like Kansas City, for example, or like the Rebs. They don't suck. It's just that there is so much potential there for them to be much better than what they are, and a lot of times it comes down to coaching decisions, or some of the performances that we see on the field. Somebody has to be held accountable for this. It's not like, oh, we expect you guys to be perfect every single time, but we expect the same level of effort. Now, let me point something out. Actually, let me ask everybody this, whether it's you, Eddie, or even Chewy, right? He can nod or say yes or no, whatever. Or anybody who's listening right now. Think about this. When was the last time the Galaxy won a game where you felt like, wow, this was great. This was a great performance, and I feel satisfied with this win. I can tell you one, and that's because I was there. That was
I
in
have one as
Vancouver.
well too.
That was the one game where I was like, wow, that was great. I felt so happy after that game. Even after some like Vancouver fan talk crap to me at some bar, later on, I didn't care. Everyone else was cool as hell. I love Canada and I had a great time. But that was the last time, actually the one time where I in this entire season where I was like, that was a good win. You look back, let's look back at all the Galaxy wins, right? Let me look. Um you look back here, we are. They beat the Earthquakes, right? 3-1. Yeah, that was okay. The
That's
Earthquakes suck,
that's
right?
that's the one I think that was I guess a good performance. It also was early on,
Yeah, it
so I
was
had
early
nothing
on.
else to base it off of.
Yeah. Then they had to come back from down two against Kansas City. That was they had a horrible first half. Then there was the win over Seattle, which was ugly in the rain. Let's remember that.
And
That was,
I feel they dominated.
and Seattle's terrible, man. They're horrible this season. Then there was the Vancouver game, which I said was amazing to me, and then the game against San Jose, right, which they should have completely dominated the Earthquakes. They let the Earthquakes get back into that game, and it was like a nail biter until the end. And then they went all this time about winning a game until they finally beat Houston, and then they beat Dallas. And like we just said, those two games, the Houston one was ugly. The one against Dallas was better, and the scoreline says 3-1. It obviously the game felt like it was a lot closer, but altogether, they were not very satisfying victories. If you saw me very happy at the game against Dallas, it's because more than anything, it was a sense of relief. I was just really
Hmm.
happy that they won and that they were able to match the scoreline that I had predicted. But overall, the only game where I could go back and say, damn, that was good was the Vancouver game. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't felt like the Galaxy has played a good game from whistle to whistle yet, or at least put the effort forth where I could say, yeah, that they fought hard from whistle to whistle, and Vancouver was the closest they came to. Eddie,
Well, you mentioned coaching decisions. Why don't we talk about the lineup, and then I think I have something I'm scratching my head about in that lineup that I want to ask you guys in your opinion, and maybe everybody else has an opinion on it. I think everybody saw it, especially then. Do you have it up, Edgar, or you want me to do the lineup?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one more time? 'Cause
Do you
I
have
was
the
putting some
lineup up,
stuff
or do
in
you want
here.
me to do it?
Oh yeah, I have the lineup up. Let me just bring it up
Go for it.
real quick. Okay. Okay. So the lineup for yesterday's game, we had Niko Mikovic in goal. That means that John McCarthy got a break. On defense, on the wingbacks, we had Miki Yamane and Julian Aude. In the middle, center back, Maya Yoshida and Cáceres. And then in the middle, we had Mark Delgado, Edwin Cerrillo, Ricky Puig. And on the wings, you had Johnny Paris, Gabriel Peck. And in the middle, the man, the myth, the legend, the mountain, the rock that he is, Miguel Berry. Ugh.
You call him a rock because he moves like one.
Actually, I should call him Wario, man. I do. I mentioned to some people,
Oh,
like somebody told me at the game, at the watch party, they're like, "Oh, fucking Barry, he runs like a caveman." I was like, that made me laugh. I was like, I told him he runs like
caveman.
Wario, like he's like, Wario, follow me, I'm gonna win.
Okay.
But
All right, Edgar.
yeah,
So, do we have the same question? I think we might be scratching our heads about the same thing.
what's that?
You talk short weeks, rotations, uh, great experience. I'm sure he brings a lot to the locker room. He's already had some moments. Maya Yoshida, Father
Oh
Time is
gosh.
undefeated. Like, and
Oh,
it's a bit of a mystery to as to why. Like, and it's not like to knock his game, right? It's just like
mm-mm.
we're rotating younger players out of the lineup too, and you just traveled uh, to a place with bad weather, and man, sure, it's confusing to me, right? It's definitely confusing, and it definitely showed in this game. So I don't know. That's my first, like, well, not first, but one of the many complaints I have about the decision making. I don't know. I can't make sense of it. Of why you would, you also putting him at risk. You also putting him at risk if this is the guy, as a coach that we're gonna go all the way with. In your mind, you're risking a lot by by playing him, and it's been what, twice already that we have short weeks, and he starts all the way through.
Yeah, it's hard to negative. It's hard to talk negatively about Maya Yoshida because one, he's a captain and he's very well respected. Whether it is with supporters and with his teammates, obviously, and with the press corps. Anytime you hear the press corps talk about him, they talk about how he has such a great presence when he comes into the room and he puts everyone at ease. It's just real easy to talk to. So it's hard to talk bad about him. But hey, you know what? That's why we do what we do, right? Sometimes we have to poke holes where a lot of people are afraid to, right? We fly
Right.
where angels tread, are afraid to go, right? And in this situation, Mayashita, we've seen him get dunked on several times, in recent weeks, where there's a ball that goes flying into during a set piece, goes flying into the box, and literally, if it was basketball, this would be like Blake Griffin just coming down the lane and just killing someone, poisoning them, and that's what's been happening to Mayashita. And and then you see this last game, my God, he had such a horrible whiff. It was so bad that when you go to who scored, they actually have like a little red E next to him where it says
Mhm.
air led to goal. And I'm like, ooh,
Jeez.
it's almost like the scarlet letter, right? Ooh. Damn. Now this also begs the question. You have Martin Cáceres in there, who obviously has a lot of experience. It's like, why do you have to have both of these guys back there when you have Julian. I mean, I'm sorry, Jalen Neal, and you have Edwin, Garces, right? Who we've been asking, like, what the hell is he going to actually come in? They've had him forever. It's at this point, does he even exist? What's that meme with that woman? That mother effer is not real. He's
Not
not
real.
real, right?
You're
Like,
stupid.
is he real? I mean, we heard all this talking about him. We see pictures of him, but I haven't seen him. Has anybody seen him at the pitch? Maybe he's just there. Maybe it's somebody dressed like him. I don't know. I digress. But yeah, I think Yoshida needs a break at some point. I know they're having the 2 week break coming up. That's fine. But at some point, sit him down, man. Sit him down. Let Jalen Neal get in there or let him work with Cáceres and see what can happen, or bring in the two young guys and see how they work together. I mean, it's the middle of the season. Like, you just lost to Chicago. Try something different. The next game back is against Kansas City. Kansas City is really bad. Let's just put it out there. Sorry, I know we're gonna talk to Cavincio in a couple weeks
Mhm.
to preview this game, and he'll tell you, he's the first one to line, be like, yep, we suck, we suck, we suck. So experiment. This is the time of the season when you get a chance to experiment a bit. You're midway through. You're sitting in a decent spot. So do what you can. See what you can find, like a formula that'll work. before things get really nitty gritty as you make that long playoff run. But uh, I guess we got to talk about the game, right?
Yeah, we do. And I guess a bit of a shocker to start, right? We got a break. Well, I guess there's nothing to get excited about, right? PKs are still. I still watch these PKs with one eye open because it's
Yeah.
especially when you got Ricky going up again, right? And it's not. This is not just a Ricky thing, right? This is a Galaxy thing. So don't think this is continuation of my Ricky hate. This is like a curse, right? The Galaxy curse on PKs. So yeah, we caught a break, and credit to Ricky, finishes the PK, and here we go. We got this, right, Edgar?
Oh yeah, absolutely. By the way, it was kind of a strange thing because Galaxy actually came out on the front foot. They were looking to score early. They pressured Chicago. Everything was going according to script, right? Everything was going according to plan. Uh, and then on the throw in the fourth minute, Chicago's Rafael Chicos, I think that's his pronounce his name. He hit the ball with his arm in the box. And after a look at VAR, which kind of took several minutes, referee Marcos de Oliveira, he gave the Galaxy a penalty kick. And that's when Puig stepped up and he fired a good low shot, which is what you want in a penalty. I mean, it still kind of makes you cringe a little because the goalkeeper went to the same area where he shot the ball, but at least he put enough pace behind it so that he couldn't get to it. So yeah, good start, right? Good start. Yeah, here we go, boys. Here we go. But no, man, Chicago, they're very physical. And Nick warned us about this. Nick from Glass House Soccer, he told us when we were doing the midweek preview. He said, "Don't be surprised if our guys get some yellows because they know that Ricky doesn't like getting pushed around, so they're going to be physical with him." And my God, they were kicking him around. But then in the 32nd minute, this is when you realize, oh, okay, this is not going to be so easy, right? 32nd minute, a really bad clearance by Miki Yamane was picked up by Brian Gutierrez, Chicago. He's like a young guy that's been coming up in their system, local boy. And anyway, Gutierrez picked up the ball, carried it into the box, surrounded by a bunch of Galaxy players. The ball, he lost it momentarily. Maya Yoshida had an opportunity to clear the ball. He whiffed horribly. It was just really bad. And Gutierrez just waltzed in and slammed the ball past Mikovic. Ah, all of a sudden you're like, no way, man. This is not happening. Uh, nah, this is ugly. And somebody had tweeted earlier, "Do not give them hope. Do not give them a shred of hope." And that's all they needed. Eddie, what was going through your mind, man?
uh, I think you know what I thought when we scored that first goal, I'm like, there's hope. And then the way we get scored on, just like blunders, just blunder after blunder. And I was like, fuck, like this is not going to be good, right? That like the Yoshida thing. I was already questioning the Yoshida thing, and I just kind of confirmed it. So I'm getting ahead of myself. Not surprised that we lost. And then, like I said, this is a team that I think we are. But I thought after that happened, like, man, this can get ugly. I mean, the game itself was ugly, right? But I thought the score can get a lot uglier.
Well, I mean, me personally, I was like, wow, what an ugly goal to give up. But I was still hopeful. I was still like, yeah, we can still win. We're still better than these guys. Galaxy's gonna find a way to score. They have to. They're a better team. I was like, Chicago is eventually gonna make some mistake, and Galaxy's gonna be able to capitalize on it. But first half, second half came on, and Galaxy was having issues trying to get the ball in any kind of threat to the Chicago
Mhm.
goal. Then out of nowhere, 61st minute, Edwin Cerrillo makes this horrible turnover to the same fella, Brian Gutierrez. And they gave, I don't know why the hell they didn't step up to him, but Gutierrez got all the space. He ran the ball. He almost got to the top of the 18 and then just slammed the shot to the far post past Mikovic. The ball caromed off one post, hit the other post, and into the net. 2-1. And at that point, you're like, oh my gosh, Chicago's gonna park the bus. Oh man.
Nah, I don't know, dude. That was just too ugly for me. I'd rather feel better about myself, so I'm throwing this bad boy back on.
Oh, hey. But here's the thing, right? It's one thing to give up a goal like that, but then let's look at some of the uglier subtext in this game. For example, Vanny substitutions, which forever and a day have been a topic where everybody just scratches their head and tears their hair out, right? 59th
Yeah,
minute. Johnny Paris, who had been doing he been doing a pretty good job, I felt. He's got some speed. He ran around some corners. He was creating some chances. He was just giving Chicago a lot to handle. They sub him out and they bring on Jovelich, right? That should have been Miguel Berry, not Johnny Perez. What the hell was that?
that was confusing too because then you start thinking about the formation, right? It's like this is a game we have no control of, and the one guy that was the danger man and was had some control of the middle gets taken out, and you like thin out your middle as well. Like, can you make sense? I could still can't. We've had what over 24 hours now. Still can't make sense of it. Not
Yeah,
even, not even, not even forget the fact that it's Paris. It's like or even Jovic coming in. It's like why that change in formation? Why the why a striker
exactly.
for a winger? It's 2-1. It's not. It's 2-1 away. It's not like it's like we're getting blown out, and it's still Chicago's still a bad team. So there's still that hope. And oh, Vanny, damn it.
Yeah, and in my mind, right, as soon as I saw Johnny leave and Yevelich come in, my mind was thinking, how the hell are Miguel Berry and you go with your wardrobe change? How the hell are Miguel Berry and Dejan Yevelich gonna coexist? How the hell are these two guys gonna go? They're like completely different, right?
Yeah, water
Is
and oil.
somebody gonna work like a false nine? Are they gonna line up, together? Who's gonna be the guy that's gonna take the shot? How's this gonna work?
Dude,
I was
I remember seeing Miguel Berry like in our own half at some point. I was like, is this what you're Vanny's asking Miguel Berry to do? It's like he's not a playmaker. He's not. I mean, he is built like a center back, but it's it was ugly in so many
you know what?
ways.
I just remembered something that really pissed the hell out of me, and that was in that first half. There was a play where Johnny Perez did a fantastic job to get the ball. He got the ball. He made it around the wingback. He blew the doors off this guy. He got around him, and then he sent the ball into the six, and where Miguel Berry was. And Miguel Berry did something that just pissed the hell out of me, and everybody at our watch party said the same thing. That echoed the same sentiment. It was him and another center back. And
Mhm.
right before the ball got passed into the area, he decided to go behind the defender instead of stepping in front of him to receive the ball. Barry, what the hell are you doing?
It's
I, you're the professional, not me. But even when I used to play as a forward, I knew I had to get in front of my defender to try to get my foot on the ball, to at least put it on frame. What are you expecting to do to get behind the defender for him to just magically let the ball go by? What kind of crap is that? That was so
yeah, I know.
frustrating. It really pissed
I
me
know
off.
exactly what you're talking about because it frustrated me too. It's like what a waste of size too. It's like you don't even have two things. There's
Ah,
many other things you could have done. One, bump them, try to bump them off the ball, fight for that ball, crash, crash for the ball. Two, dude, get in front, and receive that ball first. Take a hit. The guy probably would have
yeah.
ran him over.
If the guy really wants to get the ball, he's gonna have to go through you.
Yeah, and he did what I don't know. He just got the flashlights. Like here you go, come on through.
Like Gary says, he was unbelievable. Yeah,
That
yeah.
wasn't very clever.
Yeah, it sucks to have to pile on a guy like that because it's Mental Health Awareness Month, or it was it, or it is? I don't know.
It was,
It
yeah,
it was all right. Okay, okay. Let's pile on him. Let's go.
just stupid.
No, no. Yeah, it sucks to have to pile on somebody like that, but
Yeah,
when you see a mistake, you can't just sit there quietly and ignore it. You have to call it out. And this is something that was so blatant that it's unforgivable. And then that's why I was surprised that he even stayed in the game. I mean, he stayed until the 82nd minute, because after that sub for like I said for Jovelich to come in the 72nd minute, Vanny took out Cerrillo, who was having an okay game. I mean, except for that blunder. But then he took out Julian Alde, and he brought in Danny Aguirre and Mauricio Cuevas. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. And then with the game and like in its dying embers, 82nd minute, he finally took out Miguel Berry for Diego Fagundes. We could have really used Fagundes earlier in the game. Too
Yeah,
little, too late. At that point, I don't know. I don't know. It seemed like a mess to me, like some kind of logistical mess, and I didn't want to think about the formations or what the hell he was trying to do because I felt like at that point Chicago was closer to scoring their third goal than Galaxy equalizing.
it's funny because that kind of went through my head. Um, when Fagundes came in, like the substitution was so bad that I was like, okay, there definitely isn't a game changer in the bench, right? There must not be somebody good enough on the bench to come in. And then Fagundes comes on, like, oh fuck, Fagundes is in the bench. Why did that happen first? It was so crazy, dude. That's how crazy that stuff is. It's like, all right, Manny, there must not be anybody there for you to put in.
Yeah.
So now,
So interesting. The game was like what 7 minutes at a time. Galaxy
yeah.
wasn't able to figure anything out. Chicago did what they
Yep.
had to ice the game. Game ends. What we see? What do we see? We see Ricky Puig in a huff, leaving the field, really upset. Rabble, rabble.
Why did
Meanwhile,
every sign?
the traveling supporters, they endured the rain. They were out there cheering for their G's. They traveled halfway across the country. The rest of the team goes and salutes them. No Ricky Puig to be seen anywhere. Mister, I just signed an extension. Thank you for showing up and supporting us. Um, what was that all about, man? You can't blame the supporters. Were you
Um,
upset with your teammates? Take care of that behind closed doors. Were you upset with your manager? You talk to him in his office. But that's no reason to go and ignore the supporters, right? That's just maybe maybe
this,
this maybe chalk it up to youth. Maybe chalk it up to I had a bad day at the office. But this is one of those things where it's something so simple. Just go up, wave at the fans. Hey, thanks for coming, and then you can leave in the house if you want. Go cry in the corner, whatever.
I- I'll take the lead on this one. I think this is the first time I'm back up Ricky Puig. I'm not mad at it. I get it, right? I've played competitively for a long time, so obviously never in front of fans, but I know the feeling of like wanting to just like leave and like focus on the next one, right? Like fuck, like maybe he felt like he had a bad game, which he did, right? He had a bad
Yeah,
game. Spoiler. He had a bad game. The team had a bad game, right? And coming off back to back wins, and his mentality is just like, well, fuck, on to the next one. I don't think he was like, I would want to say he wasn't purposely like, oh, I'm gonna ignore the fans. He is, he just got that fire, and that's what something I'm not mad at, and I think it's okay for him to come out and say that, like, hey, you know what, I was really upset. I'm sorry for the fans traveling from, all the travel all the way to Chicago, and I think all is forgiven, right? It's his competitive nature, so I'm not mad at it. I feel like I get it, and I don't think any fan should take it personally. He just was, yeah, just being hard on himself and his team, and he's just trying to focus on the next one. So I'm sure Ricky Puig wasn't wasn't like just saying fuck the fans. So
okay.
take it easy.
Take it easy. All right. Well, and that concludes the game. I know a lot of people were really upset. I um I had taken some libations at the at the bar I was at, and I mean I wasn't like completely blasted or anything, but I was pretty upset, and I tweeted something out right that resonated with some people. I said, if anyone ever wonders why the Nag Boys never claim that the LA Galaxy are back, Just look at tonight's performance and Vanny's managerial decisions. They're not as good as they seem. Way too many rough edges. Um,
Yeah.
Eddie, you saw my tweet, right? What were you thinking? Will you agree with me, or you think I'm being too hard?
I know I agree. I know some of the decisions are questionable, right? Obviously, but I think some of the personnel is not there yet, right? There's also like people that can have stinkers, right? Ricky has a better game; it's different. I don't think Gabriel Peck had the greatest performance. Yoshida, another veteran you rely on. So yeah, of course, Vanny makes his mistakes, but I don't think it's just that. I think it's more than just that. I think the personnel is it's not there, and that's another reason to be excited for Marco Royce to come. Right, Marco Royce is going to help. I think in the training grounds too, and then you have Paintsell coming back. I tweeted earlier. Does that mean we're back? Probably not, but what definitely brings us a lot closer to being back. I still think we're a lethal striker away, a confident striker away, because Dayon still does the same thing, right? Yeah, he had that brace, but you can't tell me he had the greatest game that day either.
Mm.
So we're getting there. There's still some pieces, but again, it's uh some is on Vanny, but I also think we're overvaluing some of these people and not critical enough of some when they have bad performances. So that's what I thought about your tweet.
Okay. Well, let's get to some comments that people have been making because some people have some interesting things to say. Uh, Q and Brew
I like
88
the last
says,
one.
"Okay, we'll get to it." Q and Brew 88 says, "We were the laughing stock of the league last year. In reality, we're still far away from contending. We are very vulnerable on defense, and that alone will be our kryptonite." Um, Miguel D says, "I have been to Arrowhead Lodge for watch parties a few times. Good peeps. I agree. Nice people." Um, let's see. Q and Brew 88 says again, "Can't be serious. We'll go from shit to champions in 1 year. Gotta go through the process, and we ain't no different. We are middle of the pack. We look like Man City against Vancouver. Ha ha ha." Brandon Berman says, "I don't get why Yoshida starts every game. He's not that impressive at all. Very slow, especially if you're preparing. I mean, if you're lining him up with Martin Cáceres, right?" Um,
Right.
and Gary Cambron, we were talking about Miguel Barry, right? And we were, kind of bashing him a little. Well, not bashing. We're giving him, criticism, which he deserves. He says it does suck to talk about him. He's a nice dude, but we were basically down the guy for 82 minutes. Damn, with him on the field. Like I said, love for the dude. I'd buy him a beer, but good lord, it's like he has a ball control of a polio victim. Oh my god, I can't believe I said
That's
that. And then Eddie, I'll give you the last comment.
Roman Castro spitting facts here. Best Galaxy podcast, hands down.
Ah man, it feels good to hear that on my birthday. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
No, thank you everyone too for your comments. And actually, before we do the awards, Bryant couldn't be here today, but he did send us a screenshot of one question, and Bryant did not leave the person's Instagram handle on here, so it's just someone with a picture of a dog. So if you have a picture of a dog and you sent us a question, thank you. Uh, he said, "Question for the show tonight: There has to be a player involved in the trade. Who do y'all think is a tradable asset? Fagundes, Aguirre, and who would you like to see leave in this trade?" We talked about this earlier, Edgar. Do you remember?
Remind me, because in my
Uh,
mind, I'm already
I would
thinking I don't want to let Fagundes go. I think he's like
I
an
would say
important
what
piece of this game.
okay again. Not that I want to or should be, but what you could do is you trade Brugman,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He's got to have some value. He's got to take some cap. He takes international slot. Yeah, I'm assuming we're gonna need that too. Cedillo is very serviceable. He'll learn from Marco Royce, and you rotate them too. So
Yeah, no,
that's me.
no, that's fine. But anybody that says we should trade Fagundes, no, please, no. I mean, Austin is like still foaming at the mouth that that he's not with them right now because they'd be in a better spot. Um, so I'm really glad we have him. I mean, think about how important Diego Fagundes is in case any his name comes up in any kind of trade opportunities. Um, I mean, what Joseph Pinto is out for I don't know how many more weeks. What do you have to worry about? We
Yeah,
got Diego
yeah.
Fagundes. He stepped in. It's almost seamless. He does a fantastic job, which is once again why I wonder why it took so long to put him on the field. Because obviously having Miguel Berry out there for that damn long wasn't working out. So the hell, man. What I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's saying trade Berry, trade Berry.
Trade Barry. Yeah,
I
we'll
don't think
definitely
anybody
do.
wants
What are we
Berry.
gonna? We're gonna have to pay.
Like I keep saying it, the Atlanta guys warned us about him. They're like, really, guys? Come on, man. Um, anyway, by the way, the guy who told me, his name is Tyler. Oh my God, I forgot to say the guy from the Scarves and Spikes podcast, Tyler. He's the one who told me, yeah, man, I'm faster than Miguel Berry. Well, today, Scars and Spikes, they posted like a little clip where they had a media versus Atlanta United staff game or something. So it's like a bunch of podcasters, reporters playing against Atlanta United staff, and I saw Tyler playing, and yeah, he did look better. He looked faster than Miguel Berry. So yeah, he was spitting facts.
Hey, what the hell?
Oh
LA
man.
Galaxy. That sounds like fun. Look us up.
Yeah, you know what? I actually did that once in 1997. This is true. In '97, I had a full access press pass with the LA Galaxy, and back in the day, the Villanueva family owned the Galaxy, and they had a media versus staff day, and I lined up as a forward. I was so excited, and it was at the Rose Bowl, right? It was of all places. So this is what happened to me, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm fast. I'm like what, all 21 years old, and um, somebody passed me the ball, right? And I run out, after the ball, like because I was a striker and running after the ball, and I get to the ball and I'm running towards the goal all by myself. And right before I get to the 18, both of my calves cramp up, and I just collapse to the ground, and the ball just rolls, and the goalkeeper picks it up, and it's the owner of the Galaxy at the time. He just looks at me, he's like, "Are you okay, buddy?" And they sub me out 5 minutes into the game.
You know,
No,
yeah. You know,
but
you know what blows
yeah,
my mind mostly about that story?
what's that?
That you were a full grown ass adult in 1997. Happy birthday, Edgar.
Hey man, hey, you know what? Raise your hand if you played a soccer game on the Rose Bowl field. Thank you, thank you.
I played at the digs.
Me too. So there you go. Oh man, some of these comments are making me laugh, dude. Oh man, it says
Well,
where Gary's like, you guys pay to trade Barry? You can't trade a player that has no trade value. Damn.
that's funny.
Raphael says, "Can we trade Barry for this podcaster, dude?" Oh, Tyler Pilgrim, that's my buddy Tyler. I'm gonna hit him up. Be like, "Yo, can we trade you? Can we get you instead of Miguel Barry?" Literally, I'm serious. I'm gonna go out next time Scarps and Spikes has their live show. I'm gonna hit him up. Be like, we offer a trade to Miguel Barry for Tyler Pilgrim. Um,
Hey, maybe
Gary
maybe he
says,
wants to come. They got some kind of water situation over there in Atlanta.
"Oh yeah, that's crazy. A water main. Thousands of people were left without water in downtown Atlanta. That's madness." By the way, if anybody's ever wondering why Atlanta is there's such an issue with the water, just real quick, a little bit of history. Atlanta, the city, is built like on a mountain kind of, and it's like solid rock, like solid granite. So anytime it rains, the water is not absorbed by the soil. It just kind of goes off to the sides, and they don't have anything to really retain the water historically. So whenever you hear that Atlanta has a drought, it's a serious deal because they're not able to retain water like in other places. So they have to find water from either aqueducts or some water main somewhere. So when they said that their water main broke, that's a pretty big deal. And they're saying that the stadium officials had to actually put out a statement saying like, you guys can come. We actually have running water at the stadium. You're not gonna die from
Yeah,
drinking the water.
What's funny is that they tweeted that, right? They tweeted that like, oh, they should use the hand sanitizer stations or whatever. And somebody like retweeted it. It was just the funniest thing. It was so you're telling me the concession stand owner gonna the concession stand workers are gonna handle my food and they're not gonna wash their hands when they go pee or poop? It's like, oh, that's
Oh,
gross.
oh, man! Today, the Charlotte guys they traveled out there and they had man, they were talking so much crap to the Atlanta people about that. And they got the win. Charlotte went down there for. By the way, you know what they call their rivalry? It's not official because obviously there's some kind of licensing thing there, but they call it Crown and Coke because the Crown City, the Queen City,
Coca-Cola.
the Crown, and then Coca Cola's headquarters are in Atlanta, so they
Yeah.
call it Crown and Coke. Like it's kind of cool,
Yeah, I like
right? Yeah, see, we're coming up with some cool little names for the part. For, I mean, for
that.
the
Barbecue,
rivalries
baby.
there.
Number one.
Yeah. Um.
You
Let's
got some
see.
more?
Brandon brings up an interesting topic that I was thinking about the other day. He says, I think it was the right decision to move on from Tyler Boyd. We have been looking good on the wings. Now, you go back to right after that deal went down, and everybody was upset. We're talking like pitchforks and torches, right? Oh,
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd, he was one of the more important players last year. Oh my goodness, what are we going to do about Tyler Boyd? Flash forward to now, we have Pinto, we have Peck, who Pinto's been fantastic, obviously. Peck, it seems like he's very close to making a breakthrough, but let's see how let's see how oh my god, how Tyler Boyd is doing because
I don't think
we're
he's that
really
good,
curious to see
actually.
his statistics, right? I see, where does Tyler Boyd sit? So he wasn't playing with Nashville. He has no goals, one assist, and
Yeah.
he's only
He hasn't
played
been lighting
8 games and 5 of them as a sub. So hindsight is 2020.
up.
What?
Yeah. So awards.
I guess. Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think.
by the
Is there
way,
anything worth
by,
mentioning as far as awards?
by the way, yeah, there is easy. By the way, uh, I said Brugman. Is there anybody you see tradable?
Um, maybe one of our center backs. Now that we have a surplus of
That's the
center backs.
role.
What's that? Trade the guy that hasn't even
It's
seen
the
a whiff of the field, right?
zucchini casserole, bro.
Oh, I was gonna say I know that, but I was just saying trade Garces, like the G that never was. He will go
Trade
down
the
in history.
zucchini.
Who's gonna take him, dude?
All
Damn.
right. So,
Anyway,
Chewy, would you trade anybody? I'll
a
echo
yes,
your
nod, yes
answer.
or no.
Damn.
Wow, dude, you gotta know. Come
He set
on.
me up for that.
Ooh, he
He
said
knew what he
Jalen
was
Neal, in
doing.
case anybody's wondering.
What a jerk. Uh,
Well,
how about
yeah.
how about how, how about I spin Chewy? How about I spin Chewy's answer? Huh? He says Jalen Neal, right? What if like the Galaxy knew that Jalen Neal was gonna leave in the summer, so they trade him, and he was gonna go for like free or cheap or something? Then see, Chewy's smart. That's why he said that.
Well, yeah. Let me see. There's something else I wanted to bring up, which is hold on. There's something else I wanted to bring up, which came up during the week. Um, Furkanis, right, former Galaxy player who's playing for
Oh yeah, he went to fuck.
Sydney
Where did he go?
FC,
Did he
right?
go to Turkey?
No, I went to
Oh,
the A
Australia.
League.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Australia. Something interesting came up during the week. Furkanis's mom, Lisa Furkanis, actually posted on Instagram, "Good riddance, Galaxy." She said, "On to bigger and better things. So proud of your work ethic and professionalism, Marcus."
Wow.
Yeah. Um, it's behind the scenes
Yeah,
stuff that we
I
don't know
guess.
about. Somebody mentioned that it's not the first time we have seen former academy players leave and burn their bridges on the way out. I don't know what's going on there, but it's something that you're
Yeah,
like, ooh, kind of
that kind of
cringy, right?
sucks. Yeah, that kind of sucks 'cause for Kranis, definitely had a potential, in my opinion. Uh, why he hasn't tapped that potential the way Jalen Neal did, I don't know. But I don't think he was ready because I'm sure there would have been other offers to stay. I don't think Australia, the A League broke the bank to take him. So there's two sides to every story.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. By the way, Chewy is saying something to us. You guys can't hear him, but maybe Eddie, can you paraphrase what he's saying?
Uh, okay.
Yeah. Chewy says it's professional football. You're not going to be on the same team, you know, forever, right? What else did you say, Chewy, at the end there? Honestly, all the moms need to what? Yeah, all the parents need to know this. Yeah, that you're not going to be with the same team forever. It's a profession. It's a career, right? You're going to be
It's a
bouncing
rarity. I think
around
it's a
here
rarity
and there.
in sports too.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I mean, like I said, we're talking about this from the outside looking in, and who knows what kind of conversations went down. When nobody was paying attention or what was said. So we leave it up to speculation, but it's just something worth mentioning because if somebody's going to say something like that, means there's some history there, right? Something else has happened in the past. But anyway, let's get to awards. Let's get to awards. Damn, Eddie, what the hell happened to you?
Hey man, sorry. Times are tough. Can't pay the electrical bill. I kept the internet on, but the electrical bill not so much.
Damn.
That
All
doesn't
right.
make sense.
Well,
But
all right, Eddie. Let's go with the awards. You want to go first?
yeah, sure. Look, oh, it looks like the birthday candles are like lighting me up right here.
Yeah, it looks like your hair's on fire, man.
It always is. Oh, really, Chewy? You don't change the camera all fucking show, and now that this happened, now you decide to single me out of the camera. Great production work, man. Great production work. Freaking jerk. Uh, Jesus Christ. Ooh. I guess we should hand out some BJs. So sure, I'll go with hmm. I'll go with Vanny. I'll go Vanny. Interesting rotation. It's like interesting subs, interesting rotation. Look at that. Let there be light, baby. Uh, see, I went from no light to like professional looking. And then the fact that he kept Yoshida in, right? He did the rotations. Why not? Why not Yoshida? We're still questioning that, and then that led to a very key moment in the match. So BJ definitely for goes to Vanny.
A lot of games in a short period of time, but in like I said, they've been struggling very much against teams that they should be able to beat without having too much effort. Unfortunately, some of the decisions that Vanny has been making, both with the lineups and then later on with substitutions, have. I, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on, man. It's like somebody's drunk and playing FIFA or something. But yeah, definitely get to BJ, man, because how the hell are you gonna leave Miguel Berry in that long? I mean, if the guy is out there having a really hard
Just that
time,
alone.
I mean, I feel bad for Miguel Berry because if he's not playing well, and he hasn't figured it out by like halftime, by like the 60th minute, then get him out of there. Otherwise, you're making him look bad. you're losing value on him the longer you keep him out there, and the longer he keeps playing bad. And you're also hurting yourself because you're not putting in somebody who can actually put in the work to get us even on the board. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Terrible, terrible PJ award, man. Anyway, we go on from terrible to bad. Gio.
Geo. Let's go with. I got choices here, right?
Yeah, you
I
got
want
choices.
to say Yoshi. I want to say Yoshida, but then Yoshida, we said that's it's kind of not his fault. That's kind of Vanny's fault. So I'm gonna go out and say Peck because we expect a lot more, and
Wow,
I feel like there wasn't much or anything to highlight from Peck. Or am I tripping?
wow.
Like
He
a
had a
$10
good
million
game against Dallas,
save.
but this one not so much. Yeah. Well, one of the things that I mentioned when the Paintsio went down, I said this is a great opportunity for Gabriel Peck to shine, to show that he has the same amount of value as Joseph Paintsio, but it's there. He shows it in bits and pieces, but it's not the same Gabriel Peck that we saw in those highlight packages where he's just running past defenders or taking them one on one. I don't know. It's just not there. So yeah, I have to kind of agree with you on that. But before I give my Geo, Adam, the super chat. Thank you so
Oh
much, man.
yes,
He says Vanny cost
super
Galaxy 10
chat.
points with his starting lineup and substitutions are questionable. Mikovic underperformed. Um, I wouldn't put it too much on Mikovic because
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
both of those goals were from turnovers, like really stupid turnovers, and then Yoshida's blunder in
Yeah,
the box. Um, but yeah, that I have to give it to Maya Yoshida. Um, like I said, we've seen a string of games where he just not has not played to the level that a captain should play, or somebody that you're supposed to rely on defense. The Galaxy has had so many issues on defense in the last few years. That's the last thing we have to be worrying about. We were already dealing with all the issues that on set pieces. Now you got to worry about giving up goals, on the run and situations like that. Oh man, yeah, a whiff is a whiff, and it can happen to anyone. But like I said, it's been a string of situations that have led to this, and we've seen him sometimes get completely turned around, and John McCarthy's had to step up and make a good save, or Mikovic, right?
yeah.
So some of those errors aren't magnified, but in situations like this one against Chicago, oh yeah, it's all over him, man.
So that's
So
your
yeah,
Geo award then?
that's my Gio.
Well, by the way, Adam,
Man.
that's going to go towards my electrical bill
Oh, wow.
or
All right,
candles. I
man.
don't know, one or the other.
Yeah. Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Dun, dun, dun. Fuck. I don't know. I just
I'll give
okay.
mine to
I'll just say
to Perez.
I'll say honorable mention is gonna be yes, actually, absolutely, Cuevas. I remember Cuevas coming in and hitting some like whipped in some like dangerous crosses. That was like the only time I remember being dangerous and giving us any kind of hope because I didn't feel like we had any hope throughout this whole game once we went down, and that was the only sign of hope we had when Cuevas came in and whipped in some nice balls. So Cuevas gets an honorable mention for coming in and giving us some kind of danger.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. You stole my homework, damn it.
Nice,
Uh,
sucker.
yeah. I mean, there's so little to pick from this game. There's not much to you could say. Oh yeah, this guy definitely is shown, but that's what happens when you have these kind of ugly losses. Um, but yeah, Cuevas was somebody who definitely stood out, even though he got a yellow. But it happens.
We said
Um,
Johnny Perez, by the way, everyone.
yeah. Um, and then we get to next standing.
And that's why I said it. I'm gonna go with Johnny Perez.
Yeah, Johnny Perez.
Johnny Perez is just that guy was the only one that was having a good game. The kid is what 18, 19? Fearless man, taking on these guys. Uh, we'll see. Hopefully, the Galaxy don't fumble that one. So Johnny Perez not playing above his age right there. So
He's
hopefully, we see
21,
him a
by the
little
way.
more. Oh, he's 21. Never mind, dude. You're not that great. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, no, he's great. Definitely great. And 21 that doesn't sound right. You sure? You
Yeah,
looked it
yeah.
up?
21, 21. Yeah, I looked it up.
All right.
21 years old. He
Whatever.
was born
Still.
2003. Um, well, yeah, I agree with you. Like I said, I particularly love that one play where he just turned that guy inside out on the corner. I was like, yeah, there you go, man. That's the kind of stuff I love to see, right?
He
Um,
was one Miguel Berry away from getting an assist.
one Miguel Berry away, maybe two or three if Miguel Berry had been in better positions in some other situations. But yeah, we have another super chat. You want to handle
Oh
this one?
man, two more super chats.
Two more?
Right? Am I tripping?
No, one
Yeah,
more. One more. Oh, two more. Oh, no one came in. Okay.
yeah, yeah. See this? Hey, shout out to Adam. Another two super chats.
Thank you, Adam.
That guy's balling. He's balling. He's doing better than me. Thank you, though. We appreciate it.
Ballin'.
First one. Do you guys think? Do you guys think Vanny and the team underestimated Chicago? 3 wins in a row will never happen under Vanny. Do I think he underestimated Chicago? No, I just don't think the personnel's there, and he might have messed up the rotation by not playing Yoshida. But I don't think that's underestimating him.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. I think you can. Chicago's a bad team, man. So to say you underestimated them, no, the Galaxy knew exactly what they were getting into this game. Yeah, it was raining, and our guys aren't used to playing in the rain that much. But there's just errors, mistakes, and this is a team that was starving for anything. I mean, they were dying for anything positive to happen. In fact, the very following day, they tweeted out like, "Hey, how you feeling, Chicago fans? All right, yeah." So that's when you knew that yeah, these guys were due for something.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it happened at the expense of the LA Galaxy at a crucial moment. Um, our 3 wins in a row, will they ever happen under Vanny? Who knows? Because you know what? if if he doesn't get those 3 points, I mean those 3 wins in a row, you could kiss those playoffs goodbye, man. Because
I'll say this. I'll say this much, Edgar, and you'll probably agree. This was the best chance to get those 3 in a row.
yes, yes, it's something I told our buddy Nick from Glass House. I said because we were coming up to the predictions, and I said if there's any time, any place that this team can get those 3 wins for Vanny, it has to be here,
This was
and
it.
it,
Yeah,
it just wasn't
this is
so.
it.
But you know what? Credit to Nick. He predicted a 2-1 Chicago victory. He kind of said it like in a little nervous laughter, kind of like Skinner there, and then he ended up getting the right score. So credit to you, Nick. We have 2 more super chats in here.
Yeah, dude. 2 more super chats. I'm
Thank you
gonna turn
guys
on my
so
light
much, man.
and my gas.
Oh wow. Oh okay. No, this is going to the
Yeah.
Edgar birthday fund. What are you talking about?
Oh, nah, fuck that. After your birthday's over, this is my money. Uh,
So yeah,
yeah,
Adam says Fagundes and Perez should have been in game longer over Barry, and we cannot agree anymore, man. Because like everyone in that bar where I was at was just shaking their heads and shaking their fists, wondering why the hell Barry was still in there. Um, and when he finally came out, you're like, "What? That guy was in there after all? I forgot he wasn't even there." And then what was that last super chat, man?
oh, I
You
got
got
you.
that one.
Gary, I'm gonna bomb his last name.
Cambron.
Cambron, Cabron. uh,
Cambron.
Cambron, $5 says, "I love this pod.
And we love you too,
Jesus,
man.
Jesus loves you." That's Chewy.
Chewy loves you, yeah. And
Chewy
Cosmo
loves you,
loves you.
and Cosmo loves you. Oh
Cosmo.
my
Cosmo
god.
loves everyone.
Thank you guys. We appreciate the super chats. Did we get through all the awards already?
Yeah, unless you want to give some extracurricular awards.
Nah, nah. I want to go. I want to go. I want to move on and oh damn, another one.
Wow, wow.
All right.
How many goals and
Roman.
assists does Roman Castro? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, Roman Castro. $2 super chat. Thank you, Ramon. How many goals and assists does Marco Royce get? That is
Hmm.
hard to predict because he's going to be a rotation player apparently. So uh, definitely he'll get more assists than goals, and it's definitely under double digits. It's hard, right? It's hard. That one's hard to predict.
Yeah, but you know what? I just hope that yeah, when if and when he does come to the club, that he's one of those players that when they come in has immediate impact, and we see that guy score a goal in his first game because damn, everybody's gonna jump all over that, and it's gonna be fantastic. But he will definitely have an impact on this team as we head into the second half of the season. And Adam asked with another super chat, do you guys think the
Another
latest
super
rumor
chat.
is true? If you're talking about Marco Royce, yes, yes, I do believe it is true. AG has shown that with the right kind of leadership in the front office, they're willing to open up that wallet and make decisions that aren't just there for the flash, but they have some substance behind them. And what does that say about the guys that we have trying to score goals up front, right? Obviously, Miguel Berry's not it. Jovic has his days, but if you're gonna have somebody out there that will add some extra punch, Marco Royce can definitely do it. Anything else? Yeah, Matt assist.
I I think Madison's that many. Uh, I think that's it though. I think we should
Yeah,
pretty much get
it's
ready
getting
to go
late.
here. It's getting late. We got on late. Thank you everyone for coming in, coming on, even though we were super late. So I think we're getting ready to wrap it up unless you have something else, Edgar.
Oh, no, I just want to thank everyone for all the love today. I really appreciate it. Also for the love you guys give us at games. I mean that's amazing. We get on, we do our research, we work hard to make this pod better every single week, and to hear people come up and say, you know what, I really appreciate what you guys do. I really like all the insight and okay.
Shit.
And then Gary
This is
Kids
this is
hit us up. Go for it, man.
this is a great super chat. I want this one.
All right, go
Gary
for it.
Cameron, $5. Thank you, Gary. If you had to get rid of one between tacos or quesadillas, what would you choose?
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh,
I, I you know what?
I
I
don't
was gonna say
know.
I don't like quesadillas as much as tacos, but a quesadilla with mushrooms is kind of pretty bomb. But
Yeah, it
tacos have
is.
so
That's what I
many
say.
varieties. No, it's got to be a quesadilla. There's so many variety with tacos, bro. So I'm getting rid of the quesadilla.
Yeah, I have to go the same way because man, taco, you can have shrimp tacos, you can have carnitas, you can
Yeah,
have oh my
yeah.
god, pollo
It it,
asado.
it,
And
it
all
was
of
it
that,
was
you
a
can
hard.
have it on a quesadilla too.
Nah,
No,
that was a hard
but you're
fight.
looking at it and like you're like, yeah, look at this. It looks so good. You can have soft shell, hard shell. You can have both of them
Yeah,
at the same time, soft
The
shell and
same
hard
thing in a
shell.
quesadilla.
the
I don't want to bite
the
into like a
quesadilla put
crunchy ass
a
quesadilla. It goes everywhere.
yeah. The taco
But yeah,
wins,
Roman
but
agrees. He says quesadillas got to go, man.
yeah, the taco wins, but the quesadilla put a bigger fight than Miguel Berry on the field. So mm.
Oh, damn.
And then just like that, my camera turned off. That's what's up.
Oh no, Eddie froze. He's
My
in the phantom
camera's off.
zone. So
What
we
the
got
hell
two more
happened?
super chats coming through, man. I love it. Thank you guys so much.
All right. So
Adam says next two home games are winnable because then it's away to RSL, and RSL is on fire right now. My God, they absolutely cooked Austin FC, man. And I also follow the Austin FC guys, by the way. And after they beat Galaxy, they went on to win a few more games, and they were like, we're back, boys. This is it, we're back." And have they been put in their place in the last few weeks? Oof. And then this last game, this completely humbled them. Right now, Austin realized that they're punching above their weight, and they just happened to catch Galaxy in a bad time in a bad place. Um, I mean, at that point, they just that was a game that we all knew Galaxy wasn't going to win, but Austin, oof, they're a mess. So yeah, RSL, you got to watch out for them, man. They're playing like they believe that they're going to win everything. Um, Eddie, you want to take this next one?
hold on. Which was whose did you read last? Sorry. You're
Steven
the home
Ma.
games. Stephen Ma. $2 super chat. Thank you, Steven. It was great to see you at the game. I don't know if you saw the last episode. It was great to see you. Great to see everybody. Are we getting another striker after signing Royce? I think we have to, right? Are we? I don't know. Do we have to? Yes, at
I,
this point.
yeah, I think that definitely because I don't know how much longer you're going to keep relying on Miguel Berry to be your backup. Can you imagine if, knock on wood, if something
Sorry, I'm reading
happened
ahead.
to Dejan Joveljic, if something happened to Joveljic and you got to rely on Miguel Berry for an extended period of time, that's horrible. It's like starving yourself. Damn. Okay, you got that one, Eddie.
The next one.
Yes.
$2. Ramon Castro. One's got to go. Pooge or Corner of the Galaxy? Sorry, Pooge. Corner of the Galaxy. Josh was here first.
Yeah. No, I got,
And
gotta yeah,
yeah,
gotta respect Josh.
the
He
pod
does a
starter.
lot
Yeah.
of like stuff that we don't do, which is it just is great because we all if you look at all the different Galaxy podcasts, we all do things differently. We all contribute, we all bring something to the table. And Josh does a fantastic job, so we really appreciate him. And like I said, I quoted him earlier today, right? And sometimes we
Yeah.
have conversations and we share information, ideas, and I really appreciate having that, somebody like him there.
No,
Um,
that's one cool thing about being a Galaxy fan, right? There's all these other podcasts. So I mean you can watch us, or if you have bad taste, you can watch one of the other ones. It's up to you.
ah, you're funny, dude. Oh, Gary, I got this next one, man. Gary
I
asked.
go for it.
Oh, thank you, Gary, so much, by the way, man. Gary,
Thank you,
$2 super
Gary.
chat says burgers or tortas. One's got to go. Choose one. Oh my
Burgers
god.
or tortas, one's gotta go.
That one's easy. Come on.
Ah, man, I don't know. If you have a really good
Yeah.
burger, like I said, I was
You
telling
know
Eddie
what's
earlier.
funny? Me and Edgar were having a burger conversation today.
Yes, I was saying, if anybody's ever had one, if you ever been to Father's Office in Culver City or the one in Santa Monica, if you ever had the FO burger, oh my God, that is the best burger I have ever had in my life. It's the best $13 I ever paid for a burger, but it's a gourmet burger, right? That's what you expect. And my God, that was fantastic. But then again, I've had some bomb ass tortas, man.
Yeah,
Oh God. So
yeah.
I don't know.
You, you know what? I might lean
Blindfold
to
me and have
torta
me choose, man.
because blindfold me to having choose. What kind of has me leaning to torta? Cubana, torta cubana.
Oh yes, from Portos. Oh my God.
Yeah, or the milanesa. Oh man, yeah. No, that's it.
Oh
Sorry,
yes.
burgers.
See, right now,
You
if you
guys
guys
lost.
you guys can't hear him, but we hear Chewy drooling in the background, dude.
Chewy, you okay with it? Was breathing hard
He's
into
like
the microphone.
sploosh.
Oh, I'm eating carne asada, so yeah.
You should think, dude.
Here goes Adam. You want to hear that one?
Yeah, Adam.
Thank you,
The
Adam.
super chat. Thank you so much, Adam. July 4th game is in 5 games. Time went by so fast. It did. It did.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a blink of an eye, and it's gonna be here. So get ready for that one. I probably won't be there. I hate the Rose Bowl. Sorry. I respect it, but I respect it so much that I stay away from it.
Look at this, man. We went from talking about how awful that game was to talking about delicious food, man. I'm hungry now. Shouldn't be
Dude,
hungry at this
I
time.
appreciate all the super chats. I think I looked
Yeah.
at the time and I was like 11:05 or something when we're gonna try to log off.
It's 11:30 now, man. Thanks everyone for hanging in here with
Hey,
us, man.
tag us on Twitter and give us all these torta recommendations because I'm seeing a
Hell
bunch
yeah.
here. So we're gonna have to do a nag tour.
Hell yeah. I would love that. Go on a nag tour, have
Yeah,
some good tortas.
we got the funds now.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Get in the special nag van and just head out there. Do
Yeah.
we have a nag
Oh,
van?
the nagging wagon is back.
No,
Remember?
yeah, the nagging wagon is back
The nagging
operational.
wagon. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. With all the money we had in the past, we were able to have the Nag Tower, and then something happened to the Nag Tower, and now we have Nag Studio East and Nag Studio North up in Vancouver, which is fantastic. Which studio are you in, Eddie?
Me?
Yeah, Nag Studio
I'm at
Central.
the no, I'm at the Nag Bakery.
Oh, nice.
You didn't know about that one.
No, I didn't know we had a bakery. Thanks.
See,
That sounds fun.
you see. See,
Hell yeah.
opened up
Thanks,
just for your
guys.
birthday, dude.
Yeah, and if anybody can guess my age, I'm buying you a ticket to the next game. There. But you gotta put it out here right now.
Edgar, you don't look a day over 63, bro.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I'm on that AJ Styles diet, man.
Edgar has his nephew go and set up his camera and everything before every pod because he doesn't even know how to turn on his computer.
Damn, dude, I'm Gen X, man. We made these computers. What are you talking about? Oh,
Oh,
Roman
dude,
got it, man. Yep.
she just went on Facebook and
Right.
Which
Roman
whoever
says
guesses it, he said
48,
whoever
man.
guesses the
Yeah,
age, you're
I
gonna
am.
buy him a ticket to the game.
Look at that. I am turning 48. And I make it look good, baby. Yes. Oh, Adam, I can answer that one. Adam, thank you so much for the super chat again. Adam asks, "Are you having a preview versus Sporting KC?" Definitely. We're having our good buddy Kevincho. You guys have seen him before. He's a fantastic character, personality, a bunch of energy, and we're gonna have him back on the show. And for NYCFC, I've reached out to some guys that cover the Pigeons. Obviously, very before the season started, we had one of the Cooligans on the show. We
Yeah.
could probably reach out to him. He at the time he mentioned, yeah, I'll jump back on with you guys, and we might have him on as well, or we could reach out to the other podcast if he's not available.
Well,
But either way, you guys can count on it. We're gonna have some great content for you guys. So if you love having, if you guys really like having the midweeks, let us know, because to me it's a lot of fun and you learn a lot about the other teams and you get that perspective you don't see anywhere else. So let us know.
wait. You know what though? Help us out, guys. This is another way you can help us out. Tweet out and tag Christian Polanco. Like, come back to Nag. Come back to
Yes,
Nag. You know, he said he would.
yes.
Bombard him. Tag him. Tell him we want
All
him
right,
back.
let's see.
He's one.
Gary, Modelo or Pacifico? Choose one. I don't know, man. It's one of those again would just blindfold me and have me like walk around until I stumble into someone and I get punched. And here you go. But I
Agüita.
like them both. In either way, depends on the situation. I'll have a Modelo or a Pacifico. If they have both of them in the cooler and I reached in there and I grab one and I bring out a Kulaku, I mean not a Kulaku, what is it? A Yoo-hoo? I'll be happy with that too.
Uh, Roman Castro and Gary, let them go to sleep, bro.
I gotta get up in the
No,
morning and take my kid to
it's
school.
all good. We'll do
Modelo all
we'll
day,
do
baby.
we'll do worse things. We've done worse things for money, huh, Edgar?
Hell yeah. What?
You went to college, bro. We all know.
Oh
I'll
man.
choose
Yeah,
I'll
nah.
choose Pacifico because my dad likes Pacifico.
Yeah, I'll have a Modelo. I really like that one, that Miche Modelo. That was pretty good. So yeah. All right. Anything else?
No, I think we're good. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Hey, but on the real, go chat Christian Polanco. I'm not joking about that one. Go out there, tag him, tell him we want him back on. He was a great guest. Well, everyone are great guests. That'd be dope back to back. Uh you get a Cavincho and Christian Polanco back to back. We will be the
Yeah.
best Galaxy podcast out there. We won't even be lying.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Well, two more super chats. Steven Ma.
Two more super chats. That's what's
He
up.
says, please have a 2 hour special with Kevincho. Oh my god, poor Kevincho. What are we gonna ask him about? The guy, it seems like he reminds me of the Meeseeks. If you guys are familiar with the Meeseeks from Rick and Morty, we're like, oh, existence is pain. Every time you ask him to talk
Yeah.
about Sporting KC these days, it's like it's like a little part of him dies every time he has to talk about how bad they are and how long Peter Vermees has been there. And yeah, but yeah, we'll see if we can drag him for a couple hours. Poor Kevin.
Yeah.
Um, Eddie?
Adam, $2. Only two teams we haven't played: Timbers and Rapids. With two beatable teams, right? So that should be 6 points. But you never know with
Mm,
this team.
I don't know, man. Those Rapids. I mean, I know that they had that loss up in Vancouver,
Oh, I forgot
but
about Colorado's back. I'm tripping.
their goalkeeper Vancouver's goalkeeper Takaoka had a fantastic game. He even stopped what could have been a really good goal by Kevin Cabral. If you guys have been watching any Colorado highlights at all? I've been watching some of their games. It seems like Kevin Cabral is finally figuring things out. He scored a brace not too long ago, and he's been getting some very good scoring opportunities. He's actually shooting the ball in the box, so that's good for him. I we like our good buddy out there, Matt Pollard. He runs a good podcast with Holding the Highline, and so for him to see Cabral scoring goals must be really exciting. Um, uh,
I
Man,
want
we're
the next
still
one.
going here, man. Gary, he's like, get some rest, guys. But before you go, another super chat.
how can how can you do that? That's hilarious. Yeah, Gary was like, "Get some rest," and then he sends another super chat. All
Oh
right, so
man. All right,
we're
Gary
totally off
asks,
the rails, but I like that one though. Gary, $2. Who would you win a Who would win a fight, Vanny or Vermees? I think Vermees would fucking destroy him. He
dude, for
looks
me, looks like somebody that you catch him in a dark alley, and he's in a bad mood. He'll like posterize you, man.
he looks like the army general from Toy Soldiers.
Yes. Does he?
For
He looks
small
like a
soldiers.
gunnery sergeant, man. Like,
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't fuck with
Imagine,
Vermees.
imagine Benny showing up to the fight wearing that little scarf he was wearing against Seattle.
Vanny's gonna have to take off his outfit so he doesn't get it dirty before he fights.
Oh, messed up.
Vanny's
All
gonna
right,
come in with the
man.
wrong tactics in the fight, dude. Come on.
Oh, he's gonna have Miguel Berry go in and do like a little like dance before he comes in, and then
Jeez.
oh yeah,
Okay.
nah, yeah, Vermees
Okay.
for
Okay.
me. Yeah, let's wrap this up, man. This is
Yeah.
fun,
Let's
man.
wrap this up. That we gotta go out with that one now. Oh god damn it!
Another one. All right,
Another
thank you
super.
so much. What team has had an easy schedule so far?
Oh shit!
I don't know. That's a good question.
I mean, we've had some luck and we've had a favorable schedule.
No, Galaxy's actually had a pretty rough schedule because all those road games at the beginning.
Yeah,
It's
but I'm
tough to
saying like
gauge
we've
who
caught
has
breaks though.
I mean, let me see. I'm gonna entertain this question real quick. I'm gonna take a quick look at, at the standings here. Who's benefited from it? I'll tell you right now. Who's benefited from a schedule easy schedule so far? That's Charlotte, because Charlotte had a lot of home games for a stretch, and they've managed to turn their home stadium into kind of a fortress. They have a very solid defense, and they play very good at home. If you guys haven't heard, their new manager, Dean Smith, has a deal with the defense that every time they get a clean sheet, he gives them like a gourmet bottle of wine or something. They had 5 clean sheets in a row, man, before New York said, "Screw that."
I guess gonna
So,
go broke.
but those guys, they're very good at home. But you take them out of the Bank of America Stadium, like they did against New York, and they're very beatable. New York just stepped all over them. But
There
yeah,
you
man.
go. Okay, there. Let's go. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. There will be a midweek show with Kevincho. I'm not sure when they're releasing that. Obviously, we have a 2 week break, or we won't be back till the 15th. Uh, as far as the regular show, there probably won't be one, so I probably won't see you guys for a while. Thank you again, everyone, for the super chats. Adam, another super chat. I say LAFC. They've had many home games. That is true.
Yeah,
That is
and
true.
they're very good at home. You gotta
Yeah, they
admit.
are very good at home, which I want to be good at home, but we haven't lost at home, so I guess we're getting there. And yeah, I guess if you want to find me on any social media, you can find me as Eddie Nags. Only on Twitter, actually. No, any social media, just Twitter. Edgar.
Yeah, anybody asking if there's anything we have planned during this break? I did reach out to Ezra Hendrickson earlier in the season. And he said he was willing to come out and talk to us. So I'm gonna reach out to him again and see if we can schedule having Ezra during this break, which would be fantastic. Because you guys know Ezra Hendrickson is a club legend. He was one of the guys that contributed to Galaxy winning their first ever championship, which was the 2000 CONCACAF Champions Cup. Was also part of that 2001 U.S. Open Cup team and the 2002 MLS Cup team. So obviously a club legend, and we love him a lot. He's a wonderful human being. So you guys be on the lookout for that. I will give you a heads up both on Twitter and Instagram when that happens.
Cool. All right,
Oh,
hold on one
sorry.
second here.
My socials, yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter. Never the X, baby. Always Twitter for life. Twitter as Edgar Nags, just simply NA_GS, and also on Instagram as Edgar Nags. And then
All
Chewy,
right.
can you tell Eddie Chavez ha? Right? Chavez.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram as Chavez Cha. Pretty easy, pretty simple.
Chavez Ha.
Right? Something like that. Chavez
Something
Hall.
like that. Yeah, you got it. That's it. What was it? Was that Chewy talking?
Yeah, right. I did it better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you everyone again for tuning in. Big shout out to the super chats for keeping us up late. Edgar's definitely in the doghouse now. Whose house is it? Not yours, bro. Doghouse for you. So we're gonna get up out of here before we get more money. As much as we love money, we got to get to sleep. For Edgar, Chewy, my name's Eddie. We're gonna get up out of here. Till next time. Keep on
Keep on
nagging.
nagging, baby. Keep on nagging and
Take,
Wu Tang for life.
take us
Keep it
home, Chewy.
on nagging.